Good day everyone, my name is Hanime Aran from B.Ed second year, and today I am going to continue the report regarding the topic of chapter 8, which is teacher as curriculum leader in evaluating instruction. So before I am going to start with the discussion, let me have these questions in your mind. Okay, so the questions are, what are your ideas about teacher as the curriculum leader? Next, what is evaluating instruction? What is a teacher's role in curriculum evaluation? Okay, so these questions will be answered later in my report. Okay. Okay, so we have here the teachers as curriculum leaders in evaluating instruction. Evaluating instruction is also an important function of teachers as curriculum leader. It is necessary for teachers to ensure that the curriculum is implemented as it was planned. Ensures that curriculum standards and competencies are taught effectively to every I'm sorry about that. So let's continue. Evaluating instruction ensures that the curriculum standards and competencies are taught effectively to every learner. Next, it also measures the effectiveness of how the curriculum is implemented. Okay, so it is very understandable, no, that the following instructions are the works of a teacher as a curriculum leader. So it says here that it is necessary for teachers to ensure that the curriculum is implemented as it was planned. Okay, so this is what the objective and the goals says, diba? So if we are going to implement a curriculum, so it should be implemented as it was planned. So that is like you have the objective because of your goal, or you have your goals which is related to the objective, or you have your objective which is related to your goal. So very understandable, no? Next, let's proceed to procedures in evaluating instructions. So before we proceed to the next topic, so the role of a teacher in a curriculum evaluation. A teacher's role in curriculum evaluation affects the school's choice. It affects the school choice of textbooks, as well as the adoption of special programs to augment education standard. Okay. The classroom instruction examines the curriculum's objectives to determine the relevance of the materials. Effective curriculum leaders are focused on enhancing teachers' quality at all stages of the staff's development process, including hiring, monitoring, evaluating, and etc. And do so by establishing clear criteria for professional growth and by applying differentiated approaches to the supports and assessment of faculty. Curriculum leaders monitor organizational structures that may undermine effective practice and provide system thinking to addressing concerns that connects administrative procedures to student achievements. Okay, so that is all about teachers as a curriculum leaders in evaluating instruction. Next, we have the procedures in evaluating instruction. So, we have planning for evaluation, determine instructional evaluation design, develop instructional evaluation instruments, collect data, analyze, report findings or the results of the instructional evaluation, classroom management, development of positive relationship between student and teachers, effective presentation of concepts, and effectiveness of the teacher in carrying out the instructional procedures. Okay, so let's discuss it one by one. So first, we have the planning for evaluation. In planning for evaluation, we have 3 steps. First is develop the purposes of and objectives of the evaluation. So, we already know what is an objective, right? So, that is what we have to develop. That is the first step in planning for the evaluation. We have to develop the purpose and objectives of the evaluation. So, the objective must be related to the goal in planning for the evaluation. Okay, so it is very understandable. Next, determine the data and other information needed. Of course, in planning for the evaluation, we must determine the data and other information needed, because if we are going to lack data regarding our planning for evaluation in our regarding our planning for evaluation, then the then it will then the process will not be complete. So it should have a complete process. Okay, it should have complete data. Kay ano na lang yung mangyayari kapag kulang yung datas natin, di ba? So there is a possibility that our evaluating instruction or our planning for evaluation will not be successful because it lacks data. Next is set a timeline for the evaluation. Of course, there should be a timeline for evaluation because time is really needed and it is very important. So if we are planning for a complex, if we are going to conduct a simple planning for an evaluation, it should have its ample time. Okay, it should have its adequate time. While if we are also planning for a complex evaluation, then it should also be given enough time. Okay, so dito yung sinasabi natin na if the evaluation is simple or easy, pwede lang yan bigyan ng enough lang na time, yung mabilis lang siya matapos. While if the evaluation is complex, then it should have enough time, yung time na tama talaga sa kanya, yung hindi siya hindi natin masasabi na it is like that because it lacks time. Hindi siya natapos because kulang yung time na binigay. So it should be given, it should set the timeline for evaluation. Dapat meron talaga siyang enough na intended time. Okay. Number 2 is determine instructional evaluation design. In determining instructional evaluation design, we have 5 steps, which are number 1, type of information needed for the evaluation. Of course, we have to determine ang mga types ng may information needed for the evaluation. Of course, the information which is needed for the evaluation should be accurate to the evaluation design itself. Sources of information, if the sources is relevant or efficient or true, diba? It is very important to gather sources of to have sources of information which is accurate, tsaka yung totoo lang, pawang katotohanan lamang. Okay, next is methods of collecting the needed information. Of course, in order to make our procedures in evaluating instruction more smooth, it should in order for it to go smoothly, dapat meron tayong mga methods for collecting the needed information. Dapat na meron tayong mga ways, we had our methods. Kaya kung magpataka-taka lang taog collect og mga kuan nga dili mao ang mga methods, so madugayan gyud ta. We should have our strategies. Okay, next, methods for analyzing the data gathered. As well as for analyzing the data gathered, there should also be methods. Next is timeline for conducting evaluation. There is also a timeline for conducting evaluation. It is also very important. So next is number 3, develop instructional evaluation instruments. Composed of class observation guide, checklist, questionnaires, survey forms, and interview guides. Okay, so these are mga questions na mga questionnaires. So remember these are the 5 developed instructional evaluation instruments. These are the 5 instructional evaluation instruments rather. The class observation guide, checklist, questionnaires, survey form, and interview guide. Okay, next is collect data. Focus group discussion, interview with the students and teachers, actual class observation, examine samples of student outputs, examining assessment tools used in the classes. So very understandable and very easy to understand, very easy to what do we call this, administer. Okay, so number 1 is focus and group discussion. So understand naman nato nino. Interview with the student and teachers. These are ways on collecting data sa. So, diba, some of these are done na. Some of these we have done some of these procedures na, right? We had already done group discussions, interview with students and teachers, actual class observations. Diba, very easy. Examining samples of students' output, examining assessment tools used in the classes. So, very understandable now. So, let's proceed to the next. Okay, number 5 is analyze data. So, how to analyze data ba? So, if we are going to evaluate an instruction, we must analyze the data. So, the data gathered are yung mga data na gathered natin from the internet, from the surroundings, which is also accurate to our evaluating instructions or to our goal. So, in analyzing the data, we should think if the data is accurate to our evaluating instruction, or if the data is accurate to our assessment, diba? So, kabalo naman siguro mo analyze og data, no? It is very understandable na the analyzed data. Okay, next is number 6. Report findings or the results of the instructional evaluation. Okay, so next is report findings or the result of the instructional evaluation. First is the appropriateness of the activities and strategies to the student and to the topic. Next is active participation of students in performing learning tasks. Sorry about that. Let's continue. Number 2 is, or letter B is active participation of students in performing learning tasks. Letter C, usefulness of instructional materials in meeting and desired objectives of the lesson. And letter D, conductiveness of classroom environment for learning. Letter E, pedagogical context knowledge or PCK level of teachers. So, it is very important to report findings or the results of the instructional evaluation in creating a in evaluating an instruction, because the evaluations that we are going to report will be judged or will be test, or let's say will be judged if it is accurate and efficient. Next is classroom management, development of positive relationship between students and teachers, effective presentation of concepts, and effectiveness of the teacher in carrying out the instructional procedures. So, in classroom management, we have how to manage our classroom. Okay, so how to manage our classroom, including the management of our students, our instructional materials, and etc. Next is the development of positive relationship between student and teachers. Okay, so here comes the yung mabuting ugnayan natin sa ating mga estudyante. Like for example, we will understand them, we will know their backgrounds, we will know their cultures, respect them, and anything else. Okay, so next, effective presentation of concepts. So concepts should be presented effectively, like dapat understandable. It should be understandable, relevant, accurate, and efficient. Next, effectiveness of the teacher in carrying out instructional procedures. The teacher must also be very effective in carrying out the instructional procedures, because it all depends upon the teacher. The learning of the student depends upon the teacher. The successful curriculum evaluation or instructional evaluation depends upon the teacher also. Therefore, the teacher must be a knower, must have a good pedagogical knowledge, and the teacher must also possess good moral characters, good thinking, and many more in order to attain the best, Okay, so next is teachers as curriculum leaders in the K-12 education reform. So we have two department what do we call this, Republic Act. So first is the Republic Act 10533, otherwise known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of the Philippines, and the Republic Act 9155, otherwise known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2021. Okay, so teachers function as curriculum leaders. So this is what I have said a while ago, no? The teacher must be a good curriculum leader or good leader in evaluating instruction. Okay, the teacher must possess the good qualities, or we may say not the best, but at least the good qualities, right? Okay, so next is first is ensure effective implementation of curriculum standards and competencies. Develop and evaluate curriculum materials that are appropriate for the students. Okay, so develop and evaluate curriculum materials that are appropriate for the students. So understandable, right? If your curriculum materials must be appropriate for your students, ibig sabihin, if your students are in lower grades, your curriculum materials must suit to the age of the students or to the learning capacity of the students. Next, develop assessment of and evaluation tools to assess learning. Next is plan and evaluate curriculum. So very understandable, kuan lang siya, no, nagkakatugma-tugma lang, nagkakasunod-sunod, or they are all related to each other, like, right? Okay, so next is plan activities that will help implement the curriculum. Solicit support from parents and other stakeholders. Make curricular decision at the school level. Conduct research to improve learning and improve content. Okay, so this is the teacher's function as a curriculum leader. So the teacher must plan activities that will help implement the curriculum. So si teacher gyud, no, ang magplan og mga activities that will help implement the curriculum. Next is si teacher pod ang mag-solicit support from the parents and other stakeholders. So this solicitation happens during the PTA meeting. Like for example, si teacher ang mag-conduct og meeting, and then mag-elect of officers, PTA officers, and then the PTA officers will conduct the solicitation, because the teachers should not collect any money from anyone, okay, except sa ilahang salaries. Okay, so it should be done appropriately. Next is make curricular decisions at the school level. Very understandable. Next, conduct research to improve learning and improve content. So, of course, si teacher must conduct research to improve learning and improve content. So, we teachers should not settle for less. Dapat i-improve pagid na to ang pwede pa ma-improve in order to improve the learning of our students and improve the content of our evaluation. Okay, so next is K-12 curriculum as a standard-based curriculum reform. All teachers are compelled to focus their attention on the following. Number 1, clarity of the standards, visibility of performance measure, consistency of communication. So, mura to. Consistency of the communication. Okay, so that is the K-12 curriculum, no? Standard-based curriculum reform. So, clarify the standards, visibility of performance measure, and consistency of communication. Next is the teacher as curriculum leaders in preschool. So what should a preschool teacher do? Or a preschool curriculum leader do? Republic Act 10157, otherwise known as the Kindergarten Education Act, before kindergarten is not a prerequisite to grade 1, school year 2011-2012. Now, ang before na siya, kindergarten is not a prerequisite to grade 1. Next is ang now, which is Kindergarten Education Act mandates all children aged 5 years old to enroll in kindergarten. A diploma in kindergarten is now a prerequisite to enroll in grade 1 because, explain na to nino, so, ang before nga kindergarten is not a prerequisite to grade 1 is because ang kindergarten sa una is moagi pa siya og preschooler no, or kuan, moagi pa siya preschool, kinder 1, kinder 2, preschool before grade 1. Ang karon is kinder 1, kinder 2, then grade 1. Okay, so dapat ang mag 5 years old ang bata is ma-enroll na siya sa kindergarten, which is kindergarten 2. Tapos grade 1 siya 6 years old. So mo ni siya ang bag-o nga Republic Act. Next is the kindergarten curriculum includes the following areas: values education, physical health and motor development, social and emotional development, cognitive development, which includes sensory, perceptual, motor development, mathematics, understanding of the physical and natural environment, understanding of the social environment, language, literacy, and communication. Teachers as curriculum leaders in elementary grades. Okay, so primary or elementary education is always regarded as the laboratory of life. So, how are you going to explain this so-called laboratory of life, which is in primary or elementary education? It is because during our elementary grades, we are at the age of confusion, like diha na to ma-develop ang ato ang skills, diha nga stage is very shy pa kayo ta, dayon dira pa nato develop ang ato ang intelligence. Like for example, if bright ka pero wala ka kabalo nga bright di ay ka, diha na nimo ma-develop sa imong elementary level imong mga skills in singing. Di nimo na mahiwaw-bawaan nga singer di ay ka, og dili ka mag-apil-apil og kanta sa elementary, di ba? Buwan ng wika, mga ganun. Okay, next is primary goal is to develop the basic skills, literacies, and life skills. So, muna siyang sa elementary ng mga basic. Next, subjects are designed to provide necessary informations. So, very understandable na, no? Mga kaagi naman kita elementary, no? Abalo man tag unsay ginatudlo sa elementary. So, wala siya. Wait lang. The elementary curriculum is essential in helping every learner learn how to learn. Helping every learner learn how to learn, become creative and critical thinkers and builders of the society. So, sa elementary grade yun mag-start ang all. Sa elementary grade ta ma-develop, diha ma-develop atong skills, atong intelligence, ang ato ang values, and many more. Okay. So, elementary curriculum specifically will expose learners to the knowledge embedded in each subject. Teachers' role as curriculum leaders requires to develop the curriculum that will facilitate the development of the mind, body, and character of the students. need to present knowledge through alternative learning in dynamic and innovative ways. Teachers as a curriculum leaders are also researchers. Explore various ways on how to effectively assess learning, expose students to integrative learning, and are empowered to design a new learning environment that celebrates diverse and ideas and learning styles. Okay. So those are the roles of a teachers as a curriculum leaders in the elementary grade. So that would be all. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning by Brad Henry. That would be all. Thank you and good day.